Welcome to the Social Stack, your go-to channel for marketing needs based in technology for your real estate business. I'm Amy Stack, and today we'll be talking about how to build your brand on social media. Let me go ahead and get my screen shared for everybody. And you just let me know, can everybody see that okay? I see head nods, perfect. Then I actually want to ask a couple of questions. I'm going to open up my chat. You guys feel free to unmute or put your comments in the chat box. I've got that on the other screen, so that's why I keep looking that way. I want to know where you guys are already in your journey of branding on social media, because most people that are looking to dig in and get purposeful when they're building their presence fall into two buckets. One being they have lots of accounts with a smattering of different content across all of them. And the other is like, well, I'm not really on social at all. I don't have any accounts, or if I do, they're not really set up, or I haven't used them. I'm not adding any content. So what are you guys? One, I have accounts and stuff across all of them, or two, not really out there at all? Let me know.
I have quite a few social media accounts with Facebook. I'm not very active on Instagram, but Facebook, yes, I am.
Okay, great. Looks like we have about half and half so far. Okay. Lots of people have stuff. Nobody's really using it at a high level yet. Is that am I right with that understanding?
Right. For me, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then I just want to make sure I'm telling you the right type of stuff. So thank you. Setting you up for success for the rest of the day. Okay. What I want to do to help you guys figure this out on where you want to go is I want you to choose one to master, because that is my first bit of advice for you. You want to focus on one platform to get started and grow it from there. Does that mean that you should stop posting on your other platforms if you have multiple ones? No. Does it mean you shouldn't set up other profiles on different platforms? No. You just really want to focus all of your growth and learning and promotion in one place at a time. And once you've grown your first one, then you can focus on the next one. It's okay to have multiple platforms. Just don't actively advertise the ones that you aren't actively participating on. It's good to go out there and grab those usernames so that nobody else can get it for when you are ready to launch those platforms as part of your marketing strategy down the line. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah, all right, great. Once I go over that with people, I inevitably get the questions, where should I focus? What platform should I use? And which one's best? I just read your mind a little bit, maybe? Trying to look at everybody. Yeah, I see some nods. All right, cool. What do you guys think right now coming into it? Do you think there's a best one?
I think it depends on your target audience.
Yeah. Okay, so Patty says your target audience. Barbara said start with Facebook. Tanvi said Facebook. If you guys do not, Facebook is probably better, but I love Insta. Okay, so if you guys have a platform that you love, Christine, I'm so glad that you said that. You need to start on the platform that you love. Do you guys know why that is? Any thoughts?
You'll stick with it.
Yeah, you're already using it. You're past that learning curve. You already know that you like it. Go ahead and build that platform, right? Like I said, you passed that basic learning curve and you're familiar with it. So it's just going to come easier to you to grow on that platform since it's not something brand new. Let me know. I know. So Christine says Instagram's her favorite. Let me know in the comments or unmute. What is your favorite right now? If you have one.
Facebook's my favorite.
Okay.
Facebook is probably what I use more, but I like looking at Instagram more.
Yeah, yes, Instagram is a very visual platform, so that's good. All right, so it looks like everybody's liking Facebook or Instagram, so that is perfect. Thank you for sharing that with me. If you guys are really unsure where to start, I am going to say to start on Facebook, because there's lots of usability built into it that makes it easy for you and for you to share to grow organically. So like I said, if you have no strong feelings towards one platform or another, go ahead and start on Facebook. If you know that you have a specific goal in mind, like you really want to work on video strategy in your video with your marketing strategy for your branding, well, then maybe you're going to want to start on YouTube, right? So if you have a very specific demographic or a specific goal, well, then you want to look at which platforms are going to best wrap their arms around you and help you get to that goal. If you have nowhere that you're starting, no idea, no specific, target audience, no specific goal around what type of content you want to put out there yet, go ahead and start on Facebook. It's going to be really easy to share and grow from there. It was literally built for shareability and to easily distribute content. And you can actually easily distribute outside of Facebook from Facebook as well. So if you make a business page, it's actually public. So anybody in the world can see it and not only people on Facebook. And then I just have a quick little example for you about that. I started my YouTube channel last May. I have a little over 600 subscribers right now, and I've been focusing on growing that platform. I do have a Facebook business page that accompanies that. I do not focus on growing it at all, and I have over 800 followers on it. So that's without me really putting any effort into it other than just posting about what I'm doing on my YouTube channel. So imagine if I had put effort in to actually trying to steer people towards Facebook instead of YouTube, that number would be way higher than it already is. So that's just to help you guys put it in a little bit of perspective. Any questions on that? No, not yet. All right, great. Then
I do have one quick question. If you have or are anticipating having multiple businesses, do you put all of that information on one business page, or would you suggest having different business pages based on what the business is?
That's a great question. I would say it's going to depend on what your businesses are. Are they related to each other? Is it an overarching brand, or are they two totally separate worlds? If it's something that it makes sense and they go together, you can definitely have an overarching brand page versus like a real estate specific page. So like I know a few agents that are in interior design and real estate, right? That all goes together very well. You can have one branded page for that. That said, if you're working with a company that has rules around that, make sure you check with them too. I know some companies won't let you, commingle with other companies. So just don't want you guys to get in trouble with that. That's a good question. All right. Oh, Elizabeth says, can you teach a TikTok class? I could teach it as a voyeur. I haven't actually ever posted on TikTok. I go and watch it every now and then, and I know how to share it and stuff, but I've never put my own original content on it. But if somebody wants to do that, or somebody that's good at it, I would be happy to co-host a class with them and bring them on in. So send me your suggestions for that. It is, I think, a really cool place to be out there for your business. All right, I'm gonna keep moving along here. So my next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was sharing and growing. So Facebook specifically that we were talking about makes it really easy to get out in front of others and for them to share your content in return. And then it's easy to tag and grow organically. So that's why I like to suggest that if you really have no platform that you have any, you're not leaning towards any specific location. There's actually over 3 billion users on Facebook, and 2.6 million of them are regularly active every single month. So that's another reason that it's a good place to start. And it, like I said, it integrates well with other platforms. Facebook owns Instagram, so the two of them talk to each other really well. Lots of websites have that share to Facebook button, so that makes your life a little easier too. And then there's tons of different ways to connect with people on Facebook, depending on like who you're looking for and who you're looking to reach. Like there's groups, there's pages, that's a business page, there's personal profiles, you can do ads, they have different live features, and then they have stories, all kinds of different things. So depending on, you can have multiple different audiences on Facebook because of all the different features they have. And on top of that, whether you're a fan of this or not, they're really good at zucking, meaning they take popular features from other platforms and either replicate them and put them into their own platform, or they just go buy that company, which, speaking of TikTok, is kind of, that kind of happened with TikTok. So TikTok came out, and like I said, Facebook owns Instagram. So Instagram then immediately came out with Reels after TikTok came out. And then another example is on Snapchat. They actually came out with all those fun filters and masks for Snapchat first. and Instagram like instantly picked that up. You can do it in Facebook now as well through Messenger. So you don't ever have to worry about not having those popular features, because you can be sure that Facebook's going to integrate them for you, even if they're not the ones that come up with it originally. All right. So now that you guys know where you're starting, do you all know where you're starting? Oh, go ahead. What's your question? I should interview Karen Prawl. She would love to talk about TikTok. I'll ask her. Mark, did you have a question? Was that you?
No.
Oh, okay. Then does everybody know where they're going to start now? What platform they're working on? You guys all have something in mind? Perfect. Are you wondering what the next step is? You know where you're going to start. You guys might be able to guess it. I want you to be like Nike. Just get out there and do it. Right? There's a couple of things I want you to think about. I just want you to just start. Just go out there and start doing it. If you never do it, you're never going to show up, right? Go out and share pictures, make videos, post comments, reply to people. Just get out there. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. I'm going to say that one more time. It will not be perfect, you guys, and do not worry about it. It's okay. You are the driver of your brand, and you are enough. Okay, people are going to follow you because they're going to relate to you, and they're going to vibe with you through the screen or through your platform, and they're going to follow you because they're interested in what you're talking about. Not because they're not going to not follow you because you missed an I in a word or skipped of or something like that. Just start getting the content out there to get in the habit of being consistent. Should I go over that one again? I think this is the biggest hurdle for people to get over. To get over. The more at bats you take, right, the better you're going to get. So just get out there and start doing it. Okay. And then once you're doing it, you're just going to keep on going because practice makes improvement, right? I see Mark waving. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm having a real problem with this one because I'm a fun size guy, okay? And I hate the idea of making a movie of myself and thinking, oh, look how fat he is, you know? But then somebody asked me the other day, well, what are people going to think when they meet you in person? You know, that kind of made sense. I'm either going to piss them off or they're going to love me, right?
Yeah. And you know what? We're all different sizes, shapes, colors, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And that person was absolutely right. If you let everybody know who you are before you get out there, people that you're not going to connect with are naturally going to pull away. And that means you don't have to tell them no or get yourself in that situation where you're working with somebody that you really shouldn't be working with, right? This is going to help people get to know you before you even know them. So when you actually reach out and call them, or you meet with them at a Starbucks or something, or on Zoom, they feel like they already know you. Half of your job's done. You don't have to convince them to work with you. They already like you, right? Does that help?
I hope so.
Think about it that way.
I might have to have a drink before I go in and start, movie making. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you don't have to start with movies if you don't want to. So that's a really good point. You absolutely can if that's what your goal is, though.
I will give you this one that the more times I do this, the better I'll get at it. Hopefully, the more comfortable I'll feel.
Exactly.
There's nothing in my life that's prepared me for this.
No, you just got to start practicing, right? We don't learn to walk the first day we're born, right? We got to crawl. We got to take some fumbling steps, right? And we just get better and better. And to speak to what you were saying with being on video, you can always practice. Just open up a Zoom and talk to the camera. You don't have to record, but that will get you to feel a little bit more at ease in front of a camera, to make you more comfortable for when you do hit record. So there's a little extra tidbit for you specifically on video.
Thank you.
Of course. So let's see. Practice, like I said, makes improvement. The more you put your content out there, the faster that you're going to learn the platform and the easier it's going to come to you. And this goes for mobile versus desktop too. So even if you're like a pro at Facebook mobile, You might not know how to use it as much on a desktop. Instagram, you can't really use on a desktop very well. So you got to learn the mobile side of it. If you truly hate something that you did, or you made a mistake, like maybe not editing your brokerage information, because that happens a lot, it's okay. You can go back and edit it or delete it. It's not a big deal. And guess what? Like I said before, if you never start, you're never going to start, right? You don't want to spend 10 hours editing and reshooting or updating a graphic. That's not going to bring you any income. Just get it out there.
If you never try, you'll never know too.
Exactly. And you won't know what things you like, what maybe you have a natural talent for if you never try it out. You want to spend the bulk of your time on your revenue generating activities. I think I just made a new term, you guys. Do you like that? Revenue? That's what we're going to call it now.
Oh, that's
yeah.
it.
Spend your time on those revenue generating activities and not agonizing over like what filter looks best on your photo, right? You can always go back and update things, or just make it 1% better next time. You'll learn real quick, oh, I didn't like how this looks, so I'm going to tweak this thing next time. So you're going to get 1% better every day. And then I don't want you to compare yourself to somebody else, which brings me to my next slide. You are enough. You don't want to compare your today to somebody that's been doing this for 5 years, right? They started where you are 5 years ago. So why are you looking at where they are now? You need to look at where they were 5 years ago if you want to do that type of thing, right? So they had a day one. And like I just said, your goal is to get 1% better every time you go back. It doesn't need to be 100% better. The first people that show up will be the ones that love and trust you, know, like, and trust, right? We've heard that before. They're there to support you because they know that you are enough. Your authenticity and the vulnerability will make you more approachable, and that's going to attract more people to you, your people, right? And then as you improve your skills, you're already going to have a strong foundation of connections because you stayed true to who you are. And it'll be easier for you to share that content and for you to grow a larger organic reach. And people that like you and are following you are going to help participate in the sharing of your brand. Any thoughts on that?
Right now, I'm heavy on having other agents as far as followers and things, and I'm trying to decide how to do it so that I have a better mixture, or would be more less heavy on the agent friends.
Yeah, I think that making a plan, good segue, Patty, is something that'll really help you. So a few things that are going to help you I can't talk today. A few things that will help make all of this more manageable for you is to write down a plan of the content that you want to present. Create your own social media calendar. And I do have classes on how to come up with a calendar, how to run a calendar. So go ahead and check those out on my YouTube channel as well. And you guys, there should be a link pinned up here now for those of you watching on YouTube. And I want you to pick a topic of the day if you have to. So maybe share a retro house or some funky dated decor, right? Or feature a home that used to, like a style that used to be really popular that isn't right now, or maybe is hard to find now, and call that Throwback Thursday. You don't have to recreate the wheel every week. So I help run our social for our office, and we do like a tip every week. We feature a local business every week with a testimony from one of the agents in the office. I feature an agent every week, somebody who's did something really cool in the neighborhood, or whose business is up, or has just a fun story to share. So I make sure that I'm doing those same types of things every week, and then I don't have to think about what content I'm making. I already have a theme. So that's really helpful as well. Do you guys have any questions about making a plan? No? All right. And we're going to go on to the next slide. And this is huge. Other than just getting out there and doing it, this is probably the next most important bit for you. You need to be consistent. Okay. You want to make sure that you're deciding how many days a week you're posting and which ones you're going to post, and hold yourself accountable to that. If one post a day seems like too much, then start with 3 to 5 a week until you're ready to take on more. Now, different platforms definitely have different suggestions for how many posts are good a day, a week. Like Twitter, you can tweet a bunch of times in one day and nobody's going to care. But if you're posting 20 posts on Facebook a day, people are going to stop following you, right? So you do want to kind of keep an idea of what's going on, what platform you're on, and what the main, like the best practices are for that platform. But in general, 1 a day is a great place to be. And then you can actually schedule stuff out ahead of time. So you can time block 1 day a week and pre-schedule your posts for most platforms, or you can use a third-party provider to help schedule those posts ahead of time. So you don't have to remember to go back every single day and post something. You can do it all in 1 day and schedule it for your week. Okay. And that was my last big tip. So to recap, I want you to make sure you're choosing one platform to start on. I want you to go post something today, and feel free to tag me in it or share it on my page, because I want to go celebrate you, or put a link in come back to the video and post it in the YouTube chat here. I want you to make a plan for what types of content you want to post, and then I want you to be consistent. This is just like a good way to get started. I have lots of different things I can talk about to build out those different areas as well. Some of them are already on my YouTube channel. So check out the Let's Talk Social Media playlist, and that goes over a lot of these things as well. Now that I've gone through the slides, I would like to know, does anybody have any ahas or something they plan to implement right away? Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
I liked what you said about Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
In the last month, I've been in a couple homes with one of them had shag carpet, because there was a day when that was groovy.
Yeah.
And the other one had one of those old 1960s avocado kitchens.
Ooh, yes. Now,
Um,
those
and
are real quick. I just want to make sure everybody knows, check with your local area. Some places allow you to, post and share pictures of listings that aren't your own. Some don't. So just make sure you know the rules before you do stuff like that. There's my little PSA.
it's always a good idea to contact the realtor, right?
Yep.
Like, hey, Amy, I saw your house at 1234 Old Timey Street. Can I use pictures of that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What else? Let me see if anything came from the chat.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Okay, so hi. So sorry about the background noise, but I missed the part where you were covering about the plan. I got another call, just the plan slide. If you can just briefly repeat it for me, or if you can do it in the end, I can wait.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so I just said you want to make a plan. Don't just try to come up with stuff on the fly. If you need to theme your days, that's totally okay to do. I see a lot of people do like Tip Tuesday, and they'll do like a staging tip or a home inspection tip, right? There's also, I mentioned that we share something about a local business once a week. We share something about our agents in our offices once a week. You guys in your business, you can throw in a family post in there. That's fine. I heard you got kids, right? Share who you are. It doesn't have to be all business related. Something that I do dig into some of my other classes is to actually pick 3 to 5. I'm trying to do 3 to 5 main topics, and always relate one of your posts to them. And that way, that your audience knows that those are your things. So like maybe you love coffee, you have kids, you're in real estate, or if you have a niche in real estate, really focus on that, whether it's VA or seniors, first-time home buyers. I'm telling you, riches are in the niches. Pick your niche and run with it. There's plenty to go around. You don't need to be able to serve everybody at a high level. Find that gap that's out there and go fill it. So that's a whole nother class, but that's a good thing about for making a plan, to have that in the back of your mind while you're coming up with that plan. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other ahas or questions? Did you guys get what you were looking to get out of class today?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Perfect.
So
Yes,
what are
ma'am.
your tips to be consistently posting?
Okay.
I'm the person, like, I'm not a huge on social media, but like if I posting it one day and then I take a break for two and all of a sudden I'll wake up and post again.
Yep.
So what's
Yep.
how to be consistent?
So definitely go watch my video on how to be consistent on social media. It's probably 15 minutes-ish. But in a quick little recap of that is make the plan, schedule your posts ahead of time, do that time blocking so that you don't have to think, oh my gosh, I didn't post today, or wake up at 3 a.m. with that jolt in your stomach, and you're like, oh, I'm so behind, right? Yeah, I see you guys smiling because it's happened to you. I know. I've been there. You want to make it easy. So have your content in one place, like save your graphics all in one spot. You want to do not just consistent timing, like daily, but you want to make sure that you're doing a consistent feel. So matching your colors and your filters on your pictures and stuff like that. Those are all things you want to work on being consistent with as well. And I actually think that class is called How to Beat the Algorithms. I'll put it in the
Oh, okay, please, yes, please.
yeah.
What's your Facebook post page name, Amy?
Oh, it's just the social stack. The
Okay.
social stack. Yeah, you can find me Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube.
Is there any place we cannot find you?
Probably. I'm not. I actually started a TikTok just to have the name, but I'm not on there yet. I also started a Pinterest. I'm not really active on that one yet either, but I wanted to grab the name. So
Thank you. I'll take a look.
of course, yeah.
Alfonso,
I have
there's a
one-
question in this in the chat.
How do you post from your business page and not your profile page? Oh, okay. So that, Alfonso, I have a 66-day challenge on my YouTube channel that actually goes through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube and how to get started and do some of those basic features. So definitely check that out. You have to have a business page to be able to post from your business page, but there should be, if you search your business page and you're logged in, it should automatically have you post to that page versus your profile. There will be an option to toggle between you posting or your business posting. So there's a couple of different features for that. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to do like a social media class at least once a month. Does that sound interesting to you guys? Okay.
I
So,
have one question.
yeah, go ahead, Tanvi.
So with Facebook, I have a lot more friends on I created a business page,
Yeah.
but I'm not really started adding people to that or sending requests.
Mhm.
But on my personal page, I have a lot more people.
Mhm.
So is it okay if I post all the real estate stuff on my personal page, or do you recommend I should? Because, should I like keep that line between the professional and the personal? Yeah. Or what should I do?
So
you recommend?
I recommend, because of Facebook rules, I recommend posting stuff that's like overtly business to your business page, and then you can share it to your personal page. When I post something on my page, rarely do I ever just post it on my page. I'll go then share it to Instagram. I'll share it to my personal profile. I'll tag people in it. I'll share it into groups that I'm in. And that's how I pull in audience members. There's lots of different share features on your business page. You kind of just want to think about it as kind of like a big billboard. You might not get a ton of traction on it, but if somebody goes to look you up and it's not there, that's not a good sign, right? You're probably going to get a lot more interaction on your groups that you're in and your personal profile, but you still want to have that presence out there. And at least that doesn't mean that it will always be the case, but when you're getting started, that's what it's going to look like. So that's a great question.
No, that's a great tip, that's a great idea to share it back on personal page and post it.
It's just like Nike can't go post on your page for you, but you could go to Nike and say, oh, these are really cool shoes. I want to share them with my friends. And then it's coming from you as a person, right? So it's the same idea with our own business pages. Yeah, good question.
Yeah, and I'm a graphic designer, so I do understand when you're talking about branding and all. I kind of get it. So that's a great idea. Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. You guys, I know it's a little after 1:30, so I want to, you probably have stuff going on. You're all agents, right? Busy people. I want to respect your time blocks. I will be going over next week landing pages, and I'm going to talk about specifically an example on how to use a landing page for a lead capture form at an open house, and how you can use things like QR codes or short links, or even this fun thing called Popple to do a touchless entry for that information that comes in. So that'll be next Thursday at 1, and we will do that through the command platform. So come back if you're interested in that, and everybody that's on here today will get a copy of my recording next week and an invite for the next class. So thank you so much for all your participation. I love that there's so many faces on camera today.